All right, we're here with Kenzel Jones and Evan Bendel, better known as Joanz and B, musical duo. Welcome, guys, and just first off, tell me a little bit about your background, how you guys came together musically.
So we're super happy to be here, of course. We appreciate everything you guys welcoming us on the station. Where do I begin? So we met through a mutual friend, more like a brother, Marcus, who initially I was working with him. KJ knew him prior to that, but he needed a singer on some music. He was going through some stuff, and he was looking for a R&B singer or a singer in general. And Marcus knew that I sang around work, and he reached out to me and said, hey, I know this guy that's making some music. He's looking for somebody to do some vocals on the tracks. And we set up a studio session and came in, and he wrote a song that was super, super nice. And it just, it was just history from there.
A little bit on, on our background, a little bit deeper is, everything he's mentioned, about, a mutual friend bringing us together, a mutual brother bringing us together. And, B was one of those guys that were just always singing around work, and everybody's like, all right, shut up. Like, But it came to use, it was at the right time, divine timing. And it was, as soon as we got in the studio, we did our first song together. We knew we had something special. And if we really pressed the gas and, pushed to see where we could get with it. And what we could obtain and what we could make, what change and inspire change is what we were really about. And, long behold, it wasn't long after we got started with that first song, we just, kept tumbling downhill and figuring out that we just don't have any specific thing or, any specific genre that we stick to. There's no limit, no ceiling, and no range. So we were just trying to figure out just how far we could take this.
Absolutely.
What year was that when you guys first came together?
Ooh, 2019?
2019.
Before the pandemic, then?
Right before.
Okay. So when, how did you guys, what was it like just coming together, meeting each other for the first time, and being able to kind of have a chemistry right out of the gate?
So I've always done music. I've been doing music since I was about 4, kind of chasing the dream, right? Everything's like new, refreshing when you're working with an artist that you've never heard before, and you don't know exactly their background or what chemistry you'll have. So I wasn't too sure about it, but it was a super good experience because I don't really write music. However, KJ, on the other hand, is an incredible writer. So for me to meet somebody that writes music, and for me to just sit there and see exactly his lyricism and how he comes about the songs and music that he makes, it was refreshing because I hadn't heard that or hadn't done that before. I'm more of a kind of a freestyler, but I make things happen on the songs. I do my thing.
Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool you.
So ideally, it was refreshing, but it was also just a new thing, right?
Yeah, definitely. It was.
But it worked out.
Definitely did. I mean, you have. Like I said, don't let him fool you. He comes in and brings a whole different flavor and splash to whatever we're working on at that moment. But one thing that really stood out for me was the fact that it was just natural. It wasn't forced. It was a bond, a brotherhood, and it came together really quickly. And it was something that we honestly had to keep up with because we're just getting overly excited because of how much we can actually make happen. And once we saw what we could do, it's just like, all right, let's just keep going. Let's see what else we can do. Let's try and, what can't we do? Let's figure out what can't we do? What aren't we as good at? And we've yet to find that ceiling, so we're just gonna keep climbing.
Yeah.
Your writing, he praises you, gives you high praise in your writing. Tell me about do you remember the first time you wrote a song when you started penning some lyrics down or some rhyme schemes, anything?
Music's always been something that I've been involved in and I've always been around. And, I have family members before me that, did some things, and even my mother, she's a singer, great vocalist. And I've always taken different bits and pieces from everything that I've watched. And, early on, I had cousins that wrote for me. And I didn't actually, come to finding my gift of writing until later on and putting it together with the music, because before I was just poet. Poetry was my, go-to, my release. And, eventually, heartbreak led to something else. And I tried to find a new avenue to be able to express my, art and, something therapeutic for me in a, healthy way. And I came to the realization that, take your poetry and your love and passion for music and combine the two and see what you can make happen from it.
How magical is that when you can kind of turn a heartbreak or a tragedy into something special and powerful?
Oh,
It's super nice. I mean, being
Rewarding.
able to be relatable, right? You want to be able to relate to people. A lot of times in music, I think it's like following the trend or doing what the next person does. But, you know, you never know somebody's circumstances or what they go through. So emotionally, mentally, spiritually, you may be saying something just about what you're going through, and it may connect directly to the next person or the listening ear that's out there in the world. So, I mean, that's what really makes our songs and our music special, because we don't look at it through the viewpoint of just one specific origin or ethnicity, or we do go for all walks of life, right? Exactly. R&B. I mean, I think the only thing we haven't touched yet is like opera, and who knows? You know what I mean?
Maybe one day, right?
Yeah,
Right.
but we try to relay a message through all of our music, and some type of lesson to where it's not just the music or the beat that hits you; it's the lyricism as well that's telling a story that generates something in the listener to say, you know what, I can relate to this. This is something that I'm good with, and I can keep listening to this. It's not just a one-hit wonder. It's I'm gonna get that repeat button
exactly.
You guys were making those relationships just recently. You went down to South by Southwest in Austin. Tell me about what that was like, and just what you guys were able to accomplish there, kind of connections that you guys made.
The connections were endless. Was what was not surprising, because, you know, us Midwesterners got to stick together. I mean, we ran into a lot of people from this area, you know, from Chicago, from Milwaukee, even you know, speaking of areas in Rockford as well, you know, just ran into a lot of different people that we didn't think we would come across down there. You know, it's just like a needle in a haystack situation. But the impact that we were able to make with those people, just because we were all from the same native areas,
Absolutely.
it was amazing. And, you know, going even a step further is just being able to, you know, see the different walks of life that are down there during this festival, you know, on the streets, just walking like there's no issue, networking with other people and other artists from, you know, from ranging from big to small. It didn't matter. And, you know, and even on top of that, the representatives and executives and even law firms and things that were just out there taking in every aspect of this game, and, you know, all games, because South by Southwest isn't just about music. It's about comedy, film, TV, entertainment, whole nine. So it was just great to see, you know, in the Mecca in its truest form and rawest form, and just watching people network and truly get to know each other and connect.
Absolutely.
You guys have been together 5 years now, huh? I mean, it's hard to think about, I'm sure. What's on the horizon here for this year, and what kind of moves you guys hoping to make?
Well, you know, there's always something new with us. You know, if you subscribe to us and check out our social medias, click that bell, you'll always be in tune with that. Joanz and B on every social media platform. Right now, we have merch. This is our newest merch, Joanz and B. Show you the back here.
Dangerously smooth tequila that we got to talk about as well,
Yeah,
right here in front
I
of
was
us.
going to say, we'll get to that here. El Traidor, huh?
There you
Tell me
go.
about it. How you guys linked up with the tequila brand, and what it's kind of done for you guys.
It's changed our perspective, but how we got involved in it is it's a God-driven thing. It was something that was not necessarily sought out. It was not necessarily something that we just, you know, woke up thinking like, yeah, this is what we're going to be doing. It was something that was placed in our lap. And we had the option to either run with it like we did with this music and the quality music that we make. And we ended up coming together because of the story. So it being called El Traidor, the trader, the story behind it is the production owner literally was traded on. You know, he was cut out. The guy that he was working with tried to take the ingredients and just run with it and create his own. And the problem is, you can't take the quality recipe that you don't know and you didn't create yourself and try and run with that and replicate it. And since it's programmed in his computer, you know, up here in his computer, and it's stored, he didn't have to worry about it. You know, you can run off with what you want, but you can't recreate what I've started. And, you know, to kind of throw it back in his face, he labeled it El Traidor, the trader, because he's going to show you, since you traded on me, I'm going to show you just how far I can take this. And that's just the same story of Joanz and B. You know, quality is what we stand on, and 2, genuine connections and genuine people is what we are all about. And if you have a, you know, situation where, you know, in this game, in this music, and, you know, in any facet that you're working in, you're gonna have people that are gonna try and get over on you, and you got to be able to bob and weave and make your way through the punches. Exactly.
It was just the journey, right? We flew to Mexico. We were able to see exactly how everything was made, just from the ground up, how the agave is collected, and the aging of the processing of the tequilas, whether it be the Blanco, the difference between the Blanco aging to the Repo to the Anejo. Like, it's crazy the way they do things, but we also not only got to experience that, but we got to experience, when talking about walks of life,
Yes.
how the walk of life is completely different there than it is here. The experiences we've had, the people we were introduced to, the people, they were so kind and showed us different things, and that's what we're about. We want to extend our hand to other people as well as letting them extend their hand to us, because there's nothing wrong with, a lot of people get stuck on the fact that, hey, it's just me, I'm a solo person, I don't need any help. And it's not that. Life is about connecting with people and socializing and being able to bring something from somebody else into your life. And it's like a tree, we're branching, So that was a super, super cool experience for us as well.
Yeah, something that you probably never even thought about when you
No.
were younger, right?
No.
Just like, wow,
Yep.
look at where life can take
Absolutely.
you sometimes, right?
Literally.
KJ, I remember you from your Winnebago high school days on the court. You mentioned bobbing and weaving out there. That kind of sparked a little memory of you making some spin moves out there. How has were you writing and stuff when you were in high school, or was that something that came afterward?
No, honestly, during that time, I was, diving straight into the books and diving into the sports, and I really wasn't, thinking too hard about any of this that's going on right now, and that's why it's so surreal to be doing everything that I'm doing, because, if you would have asked me 6-7 years ago if this is what you would be planning to be doing, I'm like, oh no, I'll be on somebody's football field, somebody's basketball court, or in someone's classroom, and it really goes to show that no matter where you start, your end goal may be a little different of what you might have envisioned before. And it's okay, because life takes you on a different journey. Sometimes you got to hang some things up just to be able to be a part of your community and make an impact in a different way. And I learned that, and no, this is no cut out to anybody that's doing it in that realm or anything like that, but what we're doing right now is allowing us to be able to tap into and impact so many different lives in so many different ways from just a booth.
Absolutely. I think it comes down to purpose, right?
Yeah.
When God has his hand on your life or in your life, you may think you're going left, but God's like, hey, hold on a minute. Give me control. Let it go, and I'll show you what's going on. Okay. And it just comes down to faith and just believing that, it's not always on your timing. It's not what you thought life would always be like. But if you would just relinquish that control or that pride or whatever, what you may call it, then things may go a different direction. It may be completely a better direction than what you thought it would be.
Joanz and B, anything else that you guys want to touch on today? Any other projects that you guys have working on the horizon, songs, album, anything like that?
Well, I guess we can go ahead and say that be looking for our latest single, Mamma Mia, on 106.3 coming up here shortly, and also getting ready to unveil our latest country song, On the Edge.
Absolutely, which is, it'll put you on your feet.
Get ready for something.
Take you to the edge, right?
Get ready for something.
Tell me about that, just trying to get that support here locally, just trying to, make people know what you guys are about and how you guys are able to maybe inspire the next generation of musicians as well.
So it hasn't always been easy. It comes with a little, again, it's networking. Again, it comes back to sometimes people are, hey, it's me, I don't need any help, it's me against the world. But we always are open to connecting. We put ourselves out there. If anyone wants to reach out, you want to work with us, we would love to work with a lot of people. Support-wise, you take what you can get, and when you can't get it, hey, still blessings to them. We're super happy to where we've come and where we're going. And if anybody wants to continue to, listen to our music and support us, we're all for it.
Just living and learning, honestly. And what you learn about, trying to make it out of your community and, establish a footprint somewhere, it's a bittersweet thing, because you know that it's going to be hard to gain the support. But once they see the impact that you're trying to make, that's when the support comes. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, because we're in a time where you have to see to believe. And there's nothing wrong with that because of everything that's going on right now. It's hard to just trust people. And that's what we're all about, trying to bring back just one timeless music, trusting and quality, genuine connections in people, and really working in the community. So it's just honestly, it's rewarding to be a part of that shift and be a part of the, you know, wave that brings back just genuine good vibes, positivity, and uplifting in this community because it needs it.
All right, Joanz and B, best of luck on your musical journey as you move forward with your careers. Appreciate you coming by.
That.
Thank you for having
Absolutely.
us.
Thank you for having us.
Good stuff, guys. Thank you.